it from Joy Cam Virtual Audio. Oh, there we go. I don't know what happened there, but I like it. I like it. What happened there, but I like it. I like it a lot. So now let me just adjust that. I like it a lot. So now let me just adjust that. What happened there, but I like it. God, we're all over the place. All right, Twitch audio check. What's up, Twitch? Twitch audio check, normal volume. Oh, I hope I'm not over. Twitch audio check on 1. Twitch audio check on 1. Getting loud. Twitch audio check on 1. Twitch audio check on 1. Getting loud. Twitch audio check on 1. I can handle that. Twitch audio check on 1. Now we're on Facebook cam on 2. Facebook cam on 2. Audio check on 1. Twitch audio check on 1. Getting loud. Twitch audio check on 1. I can handle that. Twitch audio check on 1. Sorry. Facebook cam on 2. Audio check on 1. Audio check on 1. Getting loud. I can handle that. Audio check on 1. Two. Oh my God, Facebook, stop looping everything. All right, I think we're good on that. Let me get you. Let me get some topics up. There we go. This will be new window. Okay, that's one thing I got to do. Just gonna pull up the news here for you guys. Let's see. Hey, there we go. It's good. It actually did exactly what I wanted it to do. Why is it so small? I don't get that. Hey, that's my chat. There we go. I was like, what the heck? That was real tiny. This old tiny little sucker there. There we go. Get that bad boy. Right about. I might just run it like that. I think that's looking a little better. So we'll run that, maybe. And then I could do as long as chat's above it. Yeah, that works. Cool. So, speaking of the news, see what old Trumpy boy is up to. Oh, God! I just stepped my toe. Okay, I gotta walk it off. Oh, that was bad. Oh, that was bad. Oh, okay. I was not planned for it. Oh, that was a bad one. I need to save that for just save my face and make that the. Oh, we're not bleeding. Save a capture of my face that I made after that because I can make that my thumbnail for all my videos. I was trying to look at something, which I'll share this with you. I was trying to look at something actually on my foot. Like, ew, gross. Yeah, I know, but it's not a gross thing. It's a cool thing. So, what I just about killed myself for, I'll show you. All right. Okay. Ow, 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 ow. At least I got audio because I really want to eat my smoothie. It's getting all melty. So I need to get things in line here. You have to bear with me one moment. Step over to the back office here. After these messages, we'll be right back. Remember that? You remember? I mean, that's how old. That's how you tell your age. Well, you remember that? If you start saying you remember that, you're just old. That's it. You are old. There's no getting around it. Around it. All right, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I need a little. Hey Google, download Facebook app for Nest Hub display. Never mind. Oh, so I got a good topic today. Let's see. Is there anyone even in here before I start talking for hours on end? If this were a pre-recorded or something I'm recording, I would just talk for hours on end. Of course, now that I've got it streaming to Twitch as well, there's actually a chance that people will stop by and see and stick around. Facebook does not have the discovery that Twitch does. So when I'm streaming on Twitch, it'll pop up in people's feeds as suggestions. When I stream on Facebook, I don't think it does that. I don't know of it. I've never seen anyone's live feed come unless you're already friends. I don't know if it suggests my videos. Of course, I don't have any. It wouldn't have any reason to because I'm not. I don't make like a big splash on Facebook right now. But I'm just speaking of if it has the capability to do that. That's my whole thing. I've been on here for 33 minutes. No way. God, time flies. Let's see. Yeah, 34 minutes. So, what does everyone think? Let's see. Is there anyone on here? Is there anyone on here? There we go. Okay. So, whoa. Losing a megaphone. Donald Trump's Facebook ban could limit fundraising. What, did Trump get banned from Facebook? Is Trump coming out with his own social media network? Dude, I'm signing up, bro. For real. Sign me up.
Now to this, Facebook says it's deferring its decision to indefinitely ban Donald Trump from its platform to an oversight.
Jeez, that was loud. Let's see. I'll play it. Yeah, we can play it. Doing commentary on the news today, I guess. Let's see what they say.
Kara Frederick, fellow at the Center for a New American Security, live to tell us what this means for the former president and what it could mean for other users going forward. Kara, I'm going to ask that question a little bit differently. Is this oversight board really independent, or is it really just there to give Facebook cover to do what it ultimately wants, which is ban President Trump?
Facebook did an interesting thing here when they first created that oversight board. So it's international, it's interdisciplinary.
He's not the president.
So it sounds
President
good.
Trump,
As we
former
say in DOD,
president.
it briefs well that they have this. And it's going to be their first major test case to sort of determine precedent for how these use cases going forward are determined and processed. But for me, looking at it from an analytical perspective, we can't forget the context in which this is happening, where you see information suppression from social media companies, where you see the overwhelming targeting of conservatives at the expense of leaving content on the platform that clearly violates their policies. They just don't take it down because it's of a certain ideological bent. So for me, any decision that this oversight board comes up with, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this statement from Facebook on this company's decision. This reads, quote, "We believe our decision was necessary and right."
I want to hear that one more time.
We can't forget the context in which this is happening.
I think she kind of goes on to a crazy rant, but we'll find out. I was kind of half tuning her out.
Where you see information suppression from social media companies, where you see the overwhelming targeting of conservatives at the expense of leaving content on the platform that clearly violates their policies. They just don't take it down because it's of a certain ideological bent. So for me, any decision that this oversight board comes up with, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this statement from Facebook on this company's decision. This reads, quote, "We believe our decision was necessary and right. Given its significance, we think it is important for the board to review it and reach an independent judgment on whether it should be upheld." Question: will Donald Trump be able to have any voice in this? Will he be able to, state his case, so to speak?
Well, that's the big problem. So this is referred to a panel. So the oversight board consists of dozens of people, but there's only 5 people chosen at random to actually see this case. But it's not a typical case where you would hear and Donald Trump would have recourse or he'd be able to argue his position. They're just going to do it through writing. You're going to get maybe not even publicized papers. You're going to get decisions that come from 5 members, only 1 potentially from the United States, others from international organizations, international companies. So it's important to know that he's not going to be able to stand up and have due process and argue for himself. I think that's a fundamental flaw in the structure.
Karen, a lot of the words you just used, not going to be able to argue for himself. Oversight board, panel. Reeks of like a Soviet-style review commission, but I guess we have to wait and see ultimately what happens. I want to switch gears to this. A Georgia city installing cameras to monitor the use of masks.
Oh, that's good too.
City installing
So, wow. Hello. So if you're just now tuning in, I don't know how you would do that. How do people tune in nowadays? I guess this is it. The video that's up right now, Fox News just went over basically the Trump and his Facebook ban, and some things were said, and that's why I ended up kind of making this a break point. so that I can kind of say what I'm feeling about that. So it's Facebook. I mean, this is not. I don't care how big it is. They said now it's in any social media because I'm on social media. I would not want to be banned for some things that I said, but I don't know how I don't know if it's like a constitutional thing or if it's just a because this is a business. It's not like they don't have to. They're not under any obligation. I don't feel like to worry about things like the First Amendment. I mean, it's not. It shouldn't be their concern. I hope I'm coming across with my points on this, and maybe I need to, you know, formulate this a little bit better. But I do. I think there is some freedom of speech issues that can be addressed on the way we handle social media. I can see like if they deplatform me for something I said, but then other people are getting to say their views, and it shifts politically what's going on. Yeah, yeah, I can see it. So I'm not, but I think it's when people start off from the position of like, oh, you can't ban anyone because that's freedom of speech. No, that's not. These are independent private companies: Google, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. All of them. It's just like the masks in when you go to a restaurant or any business. That's a business. Guess what? If they don't like the way you look, they don't have to let you. You don't have to. They can kick you out of their store just because they like. I don't want you doing business here. That's their right as a business owner. You don't have like rights like once you go and enter a business, it's their policy or it's their call. They can say I don't like you. I don't like the way your face looks. I don't want you here. You know that's that's what like when people steal from places. If you're known, if they can't prove it, but they saw you stealing, then they can just say you're banned from my store because I don't want you here. They don't have to even say you're stealing because they couldn't prove it, but they don't need that business. Or some people, yeah, some of them just don't want to. They want a certain type of clientele, and I support that 100%. I have been able to be exclusionary. If you want to exclude people, exclude them. Not everybody's got to be included in everything. That's my new platform. Exclude everybody. So yeah, but moving on. Let's see what happens. Let's see what's going on. I like this. It's kind of fun talking trash about the news.
Cameras to monitor the use of masks and social distancing in public places. Here's what the new cameras will monitor in total. And take a look. We're going to put this up on your screen right now. Again, people counting is kind of the thing that is also pretty sticking out on this one. Of course, wearing the face mask, social distancing, crowd detection, putting aside these specific privacy concerns for a much, much longer discussion. How worrisome is this foreshadowing of a surveillance state in one tiny little Georgia city, but then expanding to Georgia as a state, the rest of the country, who knows where after that?
Well, Todd, as you said before, the rule of thumb for these kind of things is once you expand these surveillance measures, they never contract. You never really get your civil liberties or your rights back, only in very specific cases. So it very much concerns me that Peachtree Corners is making this decision because where was the debate? I didn't hear about it. To the best of my knowledge, the things that define democracies are this engaged citizenry, are the ability to actually say, hey, are these trade-offs between public health and safety, and privacy, what do those actually mean? How can we talk about it among the populace? It's very concerning to see Georgia look more like the streets of Beijing than actual Georgia itself. So I'm going to watch this very, very closely, and I think the American people should too.
Absolutely. And real quick before we go, just to give you the statement from Peachtree Corners Chief Technology Officer and Assistant City Manager, this reads, quote, we have taken the steps to ensure that it's not overreach. Most of your public spaces that you go into today already have cameras out there. This is just using a piece of technology to help us maintain safety through COVID-19 and get us all back to work. So, Carrie, I know you'll be following this. We will as well. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Carrie.
Thanks, Jillian. Thanks, Todd.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, let me pull up Oh, there we go. Okay, get over there. Whoa, we ain't trying to stream that. Sorry, there's something popped up. So the video we just watched about this town that's using their CCTV cameras, you know, that you have at the stoplights and all that stuff around town to monitor COVID people, if they're masking up, if they're, you know, I do worry about the direction that this. I feel like there's a lot of people in power that are taking full advantage of this COVID crisis, this COVID situation. I don't think it's a big deal as everyone is like, you know, not ever. I don't think COVID is as big a deal as they're making out to be in the mainstream media. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I do think that we need to. There's definitely something there. I mean, I'm not saying it's all fake or nothing. It's not what I'm saying. But, you know, it's been exaggerated, I feel like. Anyways. It just really worries me that the people in power are taking advantage of, you know, using this opportunity to just get more control. The more they know about your habits, the more they can control you. When I say they, I mean it's government, it's stores and business, like corporations. I don't mean like they're just evil. I mean like when they start putting this together and they can target market targeting ads to you. So I messed it up. Ads specifically, you know, to you, and that, look, I want them to advertise to me based on what I would actually buy, not, you know, that's actually support that. How they're going about getting the data and what the government could potentially use it for in the future is what worries me. Because if we change things now, who's going to be the president, you know, in 10 years, in 15 years, that takes something that was done now and uses it for some just flat out evil mess, you know? I'm just saying. There's too much stuff that's come out and been declassified that proves our government is just it is full of conspiracies and things like that, you know? It really is. It's just, you know, and they go on and they don't stop. They're still spies. You know, there were spies when I was a kid. It was the Cold War era. And that stuff didn't stop. We stopped talking about it, but they didn't stop being spies. The CIA still exists. And I'm just saying, like, the government's not your friend. The government is not here to. I don't think the government's for the people anymore. That's. I think that's what it is. I think I think something shifted, and I just don't think that the system benefits. I think it benefits certain people, but not the people that need it. Low income, you know. Even lower middle class. You know, I think we could do, you know, there could be like a modified democratic system, you know, like it doesn't have to be for like, oh, that's socialist, that's communist. Okay, let's come up with a new thing. Let's stop saying, you know, like that's the problem. It's like, I just want to make a couple changes, but because it's like, well, I'm more lenient in this area. Now I'm a communist, or now, you know, I don't even understand politics enough to know if I'm a communist or not. Like, that's 100% from my heart. I don't care. But if I see an issue in it and I'm like, well, actually, I care about this issue. I don't care about the political stuff, you know, behind it. And so I'm finding, you know, what would be the best way for me to affect change. And that's basically what I'm doing here, the live streaming and the, you know, ideas and viewpoints out there, and people can comment. We can discuss, So I feel like this, what I'm on now, and YouTube is the best platform for me to speak up. Someone that has drawn the people's attention can influence their voting. If the old what's his name, Kenneth Copeland, he's gonna blow COVID away. Shoo, shoo. He's crazy. But if he told his followers to go vote for, Yahoo Serious in 2020, then they'll do it. If LeBron James tweeted out, vote for somebody, people go do it. So that's kind of the who, what, where, and why of that. Let's see here. I'm just pull down a little bit more news. See what we got going on. Did I start? Okay. Now what is this? See, this thing. Like, can people evict you now? I mean, because it's a global pandemic. You shouldn't be able to. I knew there was talks of it, but you shouldn't be able to evict people if you can't work. There's a global pandemic. I mean, of course, I live in one of the worst. Arkansas is one of the. No, I think it's probably the worst state in the country to be a renter. Like, landlords. I mean, luckily my situation, I have a roommate. It's not. There's not like I'm not rent, but I mean, get my words right. He's not a landlord. This is his house, so that's much better than like just renting from someone and you don't really have a connection or with them. I mean, it's fine. Sometimes you don't want that. Like, I've had landlords that you just want they come over every day, and you're like, dude, I don't want to deal with you every day. You're my landlord, not my friend. I was just being real. But what is this? Damn, a 20-page decision. It says. So seems like I don't know much. I don't know, much how much they normally are. Much. But 20 pages seems like they put a little thought into that. I don't know. I'm not gonna read all 20 pages. Let's see here. United States District Court. Public Health Service Act of 1944 gives the federal government the power to impose quarantines and other measures to deal with health emergencies. So, what happened? Like, that's interesting. I wonder what happened to have them, they just wake up one day like, oh, let's do this Health Service Act. I'm sure they probably had a pandemic back then. We'll find out. We will find out. What caused, I don't know, what caused this, what caused it? Yeah, the Great Depression, maybe? The flags gave you, why was the Public Health Act introduced? Yeah, I know why, but I mean, like, why, like, improve sanitary, what year was the Great Depression? So that'd been until 33. It was 10 years later before they did the Public Health Act. You know, guys, we got it like this is like freaking pandemic light. You know, like we had, 2008 is what a economic collapse light. And some people say, experts even say that the government's basically been stymieing out, like keeping us from, like they printed up money this time, keeping us from actually from the economy collapsing, but they're just building it up for a bigger collapse later. And that to me seems to make perfect sense, because you can't always, like, if it's supposed to collapse, what are you holding it up with? Hope and a prayer. Because when people start to see, like, oh, this is all, the dollar doesn't mean anything, like, really, when they, see, they'll be like, it'll all come down and be like the Wizard of Oz, Don't look at the man behind the curtain. Because, like I say, somebody more educated than me could help me understand how just pumping out money is not causing a problem for later. And that's for, like, my son's generation, like, why do we want to do that? It's not something I signed up for. I mean, who's voting for this kind of stuff, I mean, don't get me wrong. I took the money and I was glad to have it. But if you really if you told me, if you said, okay, look, we can give this money out now, but it's going to, we're going to be buying it into the future, even more so, I'd be able to be like, no, it's okay. I'll make do, and look, I don't have money. So I have savings in the bank, I mean, I'm not trying to just put all my finances out there, but anyone that knows me knows of my current situation with my health. It involves a medical disability. So, there's no income coming in. And then that's fine. I mean, I'm perfectly stable financially. There's just not much there. But I've, for the most part, I've become okay with it. Yeah, I'd like to have a little more money. And I'm working on some things to where I can earn some money. But I've asked them, I have to be careful on that, because what happens if I start earning money, they'll kick me off of the benefits, the money that they're giving me. And the problem is, it's not like I can't just go do physical work. And because I am actually disabled, I can't look. It's kind of a catch-22. There's only so much work. I can't just go back to work like in the workforce. This is not going to get better. This gets worse. So, any type of work I do is going to be something like freelance or, here and there. So basically I can do it when I feel, up to it. Because I wouldn't be able to just go commit to a job. So it wouldn't be fair to them either. It wouldn't be fair to, to the employer. I wouldn't be, going into it. It just wouldn't be fair. So yeah, that's what Google's talking to me. That's another good little topic I have. We'll do that on a later date. But what was I saying? The disability. So what I figure is there's a few things I'm working on now, taking some classes and learning some skills that I will be able to do, like freelance video editing. I have the equipment. I have the setup now. I could do that from here. I could edit videos. I just have to learn how to actually edit videos, and I've got some source material shot, and I'm going to be putting up a video. Once again, so this whole next week I'm going to be on chemo. That's going to be Oh no, they did change my chemo appointment. So, anyways, I'll have some time. But normally, like I would be on chemo, so I'm gonna have to, I can time it to where like I put something out and then stack back enough to where when I'm sick or down or whatever, I can, or doing treatments as normal, that I can still put out content because it's and we don't always fire up the live stream, and that's great. That's I really enjoy. I do enjoy like just the process of it, but I'm also looking forward to doing some pre-recorded videos, YouTube type stuff, the cooking with Coop. Well, speaking of, that will be on hiatus. So, and it's not nothing. The deal is that I just when I started, I want it to be a certain level, and I didn't feel like it was there as far as the content I was putting out there. I also decided I don't want to do it live, or at least not every show. I want to do it as pre-record so I can put things. You know what? I'm gonna let it be a surprise. Yeah. But so Cooking with Coop will be on hiatus officially starting today, and we'll be back soon. I'm not gonna put a date on it, but it is. Know that it's one of my top priorities. So if you enjoyed watching me cook or learning from that, it's not going anywhere. Still, I gotta eat and I love to cook, so we're gonna hang on to that one for a while. But all right, I am gonna get off of here. Streamed for about 1:10 today, so that's pretty good. Just something to kind of fire it up and get it kind of going. I like the news kind of commentary. I actually got a little more out of it than I thought I would. So that's good. I may do this again sometime, for sure. But anyways,